We are back with Monsterhearts after some interesting things went down last time. So I think where we go to right after this is I just thought about this. So I think we get like a rewind, right? So we see Zaff leave school, right? Like we did before. And then we notice that Gris is following him. And we see Gris follow him all the way to the liquor store and see Zaff push this guy violently into the liquor store, and he hears grunts and screams and pounding. And Gris, what would you have done?
I don't know.
Bree's totally gonna get framed for this murder.
Yeah. Why would the murderer just hang outside like, yo?
If he's an edgelord who's suicidal.
Let's see.
But I'm just curious, like, would you have gone up to the door at all? Like,
Yeah, I probably would have like gone up to the door. Like, is the door open?
probably not. Yeah, it probably got closed and locked.
Because here's
like,
the thing.
normally locked.
We know Zaff didn't run into me.
No,
So
exactly.
he
Yeah.
can't.
Mm.
Because I guess my thought is why I ask if the door's open because it's the back door, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those don't open from the outside generally.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I probably would have like, would I be able to like hear what's happening from the outside?
Yes. It's muffled, but
Okay.
yes. But I don't know if Gris can put it together what's actually happening, but obviously they're attacking each other, and then you hear like keep continuing muffled and weaker grunts, and then probably like a sound, right?
Did I know that Zaff was a vampire?
I don't think so yet.
I think I'm gonna figure out.
Do you want to gaze into the abyss?
Sure.
Figure out what's happening?
Sure, why not? That's dark.
Yeah.
To find out what's happening. 0 modifiers.
Oh,
Nope.
fail.
But I level up.
Nice.
Oh, dang, you failed that much?
No. Most of these have been from gaining conditions.
Yeah, he gets conditions. He gets
Oh.
experience from conditions.
I'll have to
So-
figure out what I want soon.
You get experience from conditions? That's so nice.
Yep. It is.
Yeah, I mean, if you know what you would want right now, we can. I mean, you basically get it as soon as it happens. Right? It's add +1 to one of your stats. Take another hollow move. Take a move from any skin, or you found hollow siblings, which is something I'm interested in the future.
What's that mean?
This would literally be you meet other people who were involved in the same experiment you were.
I kind of want to go with that because that's the most interesting thing.
I don't think you should do it now.
Okay.
Like I like that for being a future thing, but like I don't think you should do it right now.
I also gain experience very fast.
Mhm.
Let me look at the other hollow moves.
Oh man, if you do try harder next time, you will get even more XP.
That's true.
Because whenever you fail, you get XP, and then this move says when you screw
Yeah, I
up,
like-
give yourself an appropriate condition
like
and take
that.
one forward.
I'll
So you'd
do
get-
that one.
You'd get 2 experience every time you fail.
I like it. I'll go with the one. It also might be relevant here in a second.
Also true, yeah. Cool. So, I think this is you, Gree, like not getting it in like a way that's gonna make you vulnerable later. And specifically, I think what happens right is you're like really confused, trying to figure this out, and then you hear them moving, and obviously you like don't run into Zaff. So
I
like,
get out of the way. Yeah.
yeah, you get out of the way. You like go up to the side of the building, and then you see Zaff like run away.
Do I
but
see
yeah, I mean,
blood on
obviously,
him?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
But you just don't know what it means, right? Like, you're like obviously he might probably hurt someone or killed someone, but you don't know he's a vampire. And then obviously, I mean, you failed the roll. So like obviously like the reaction here is you're still standing there when the owner comes back and then says, "Hugo, what the?" And then he goes to like the slightly ajar door because Zaff like probably like swung it open really hard, right? And he like looks
Gris-
and then
Gris just looking out in the direction. Like in the direction
says-
Zaff went?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. He says, "You, kid!
Huh?
What the heck? What happened?
I just
What'd
like,
you do to him?"
I just kind of go like, point.
No,
like-
he's not even paying attention to, like, he doesn't pay attention to that part. He just, like, goes up to you and grabs your arm, and he just says,
I don't.
"What is wrong with you?"
I mean, okay, I'm gonna go with the interest. Do I want to go with the edgy answer? I kind of do. So, like, you have to be more specific, dude.
Yeah, and he says, "You dang kids and your dang alcohol," and he just, like, attacks you, right? Like, he just wallops you one across the face.
Okay.
I think you just take one arm automatically. Like, that's also part of the failure condition here. But, like, now it's like he's gonna, like, pin you down and, like, you like call 911. Like,
how do you respond to this? I mean, he does have the condition suicidal, so I feel like he just kind of take it in the time being.
yeah.
Plus, he's probably pinned. He probably can't do much right now. Although I don't have 2+2 to volatile, but I don't know if getting in a fight right now would help.
Yeah. Yeah, so you just get arrested?
Apparently so.
Yeah, because, like, literally he like pins you, like, and calls 911, and then, like, the police come and literally, like, haul you away. And, like, obviously they're like, "What the heck? Like, he got stabbed," and they're, like, looking for, like, a knife on you. They don't find one, but, like, I assume you don't, like, resist, and you just get put in a squad car. And
Yeah, so I tell him, like, I didn't do it. Like,
right, but, like, they obviously don't believe you.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guy's, like, screaming, like, he probably got rid of the knife. He killed my employee.
Yeah, because I totally just killed him, just kind of set up, hang out.
I mean, the police don't know that.
Yeah.
And this guy is obviously just irate, so.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I think we stick with that scene for a little while, and we see Gris just, like, sitting in this holding cell, right? What are you doing?
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of, like, he doesn't have a background. He doesn't have, like, let's see. The only condition I have, the condition suicidal, and he's not a vegan. He's a jerk. I don't know if that helps. I don't know if that's anything I can do right now.
I'm just curious about, like, your emotional state, right? Like, what do you actually look like?
I mean, probably just sitting against the wall, just kind of, like, looking edgy. You know, I don't know.
Okay,
What were we gonna say, Alyssa?
Looking edgy. I was gonna say, why do I have 2 strings on you, Seth?
Someone's seen through your invented past and realized it's all lies.
Yeah.
I was just wondering if, like, I maybe saw, like, this scene go down and I followed him to the police station.
No, because this was happening at the same time your stuff was going on.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
So I think something does happen, though. So Gris, actually, well, you get a phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you use it?
I
I assume you don't, right? Like,
I don't. I only know one person, and I wouldn't have his phone number.
yeah, exactly.
That's
fine. Let's just ignore that then, because I have something that will happen then.
because he, like, literally he has no background. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
what do you do?
Yep. So we hear, like, the clinking of keys, opening of, like, the door that leads into, like, the holding cells, like where the holding cells are. And you hear an officer say, "Mr. Pearson, right this way." You hear click, click, click. And then we see a guy in a suit and horn-rimmed glasses, step over. And he's like middle-aged. He has, like, a mole on his like a tasteful mole, but, like, a mole on his
So I
cheek.
lick it. It's tasteful.
Okay. a mole on his cheek. He has like brownish hair. And he looks at you and he seems to be like weighing you, like assessing who you. And this officer says, kid, is Mr. Pearson is gonna Mr. Pearson has paid your bail. And he like unlocks your cell.
Benstead paid my bail.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Mr. Pearson says, well, I couldn't have one of my son's friends sitting here all alone. He obviously didn't do it. So,
I mean, at
we'll
this
get this
point,
sorted out.
I just give him the look like they're like the what? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm very confused. Like, I've never met this guy. How did Ben find out any of this happened?
Yeah. The officer just gestures and says, like, you're free to go.
Mm-hmm. Or stand up, kind of like slump shoulders, just kind of follow Ben's dad kind of out of jail.
Yep, and you get into his car, right? Like you sit in the passenger seat next to him, and he gets in, right?
I just kind of turn to him and say,
yeah,
who are you?
And he looks at you and he says, I've been looking for you, Gris.
No one looks for me. Except for your son for some reason. I go, son, because I don't know, literally I've never met this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and he says, he doesn't like respond to any of that you say. And he just says, why'd you run away, Gris?
From where?
Don't play coy with me.
How about we play trout? So I think I would just say to him, I didn't run away.
I have security footage that says you did.
Because that's the thing, I don't know anything, so I'm trying to think of how we respond.
Exactly. Yeah.
Prove it.
Well, I don't have it on. All right, here we go. And then he reaches into the back seat, grabs a briefcase, pops it open, shuffles through some like papers, and then he grabs a file, right? Like, and he gives it to you.
Flip through it. What do I see?
Well, it's your name, your photo, in like a gray jumpsuit, and it's literally like at the top it says like member of the program, like in capitalized, and you start flipping through and it says stuff like character profile, emotional, like prone to depression, and then it has other stuff, like performed well at this test. It has a list of tests that you performed well at, and that sort of thing. And he says, the program has been missing you, Gris.
Program. I don't know who you are, what you're talking about. But I'll be keeping this. And he holds up the folder.
Yeah, and he frowns and he says, you mean you really don't remember?
I don't. How recent do we want to say this was?
I mean, you said probably like a month or two.
Mm-hmm. I only remember, the only thing I remember is the last month.
We didn't posit that as a possible side effect. Listen, Gris, I'm going to take you home. And we'll sort all of this out at the plant.
He's going to just kind of reach for the door handle slowly.
Yeah, and you want to run away?
I mean, here's the thing. Part of me does. The other part of me is like, I'm going to be a wanted man if I run away. The question is, I guess, would this count as suicidal?
I mean, yes.
I think just going along with him, I feel, is less interesting. I'll get into more trouble if I run. So I think I'll just kind of grab the door handle.
Yeah, just go ahead and roll runaway first, and we'll see how that goes.
What's runaway again?
Volatile, I think.
Good, that's my best stat.
Yeah, it's volatile.
Any modifiers? I don't have any forwards. The only string I have is on Ben. I don't think that counts, does it?
Let me look at your character sheet real quick. There's something I'm trying to remember. When you take an action that embodies one of your conditions, allowing that condition to alter your sense of self, cross it off and add 1 to your roll.
Right, true. I'm just wondering, does that string against Ben doesn't help me against Ben's dad?
No, it does not.
Okay.
No.
So I'll mark off suicidal, and I'll add a modifier of 1.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll see what happens first. Partial succeed.
All right, on a 7 and 9, you get away, but choose one. You run into something worse, you cause a big scene, or you leave something behind. I feel like leave something behind makes sense, where you don't get to take the file with you.
Yeah, it also is more interesting because if I have the file, then it's like, oh well, there's everything. So I'll go with leave something behind. Perfect.
Cool. Yeah. So you go ahead and you reach for the door slowly, and I think what probably happens is like while you're I don't know, he's probably like monologuing to you and not paying attention to what the fact that you're about to run away, right? And so he's like, listen, we're going to have to run some tests when we get back, and then they may not be pleasant, but I promise you we'll have some answers after we figure this out. The memory loss was not supposed to happen, and then what do you do?
I think he says answers like, I already have all the answers I need, and he'll like kind of try and grab the door, and he'll try to jump out, and like he like tries to grab his arm but grabs the file instead.
Yeah, and it just rips open and falls on the chair, the seat, and you just book it. Yeah, and he like leans over, gets to the passenger door, and he says, Gris, you can't run away forever, Gris.
Gives him the finger as he's running away.
Okay, yeah. He adjusts his spectacles, and then we just see him like turn on his phone, open his phone, and then make a phone call, and then he just says, "Yeah, yep, number 5." No, he's gone.
Number 5 is alive.
I'll find him now. And then I think we cut to Zaff Tresnor. Do you go to Todd still?
I think I find a place to stash the bottle of alcohol that I got first, and then maybe go home to take a quick shower.
Yeah. Fair.
Get a change.
Yeah, so real quick, I think what we get, right, is you go home, and then we see you get out of the shower and put clothes on and stuff. Like that's what we see your wet hair, and you're putting your clothes on. And there's a knock at your door, at your bedroom door, and you just hear, Honey, you in there?"
Yeah, 1 second. And then just I'm like, oh no. Got this. Okay. Yeah. And I just kind of cracked it open. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and your mom is there. And she says, "I noticed that you were home. I just got home from work. Do you need anything to eat?"
I'm good. I had a snack after school.
Okay.
I think I'm going over to Todd's.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Sounds good. And then, let's see, she says, your father won't be home till late tonight, so here, take a key. And she gives you a key to the house, sort of thing.
Thanks, because I didn't already have a key to my own house.
I don't know. Never mind. Yeah, that makes sense.
Just broke in earlier.
But
Fair.
okay.
That's fair. That's fair. No, you're right. You definitely came
You
home
have a
while she wasn't
keypad on
home.
our garage that I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
you
Never
know.
mind. So she says, she says, the main point was that it's
And
I just
I'm
needed
just
something else for her to say. So she just says like, your father's gonna be home late tonight. So
and I just kind of am like typical.
exactly. Don't Zaff, stop.
And I just open the door further, brush past her to leave for time.
Yeah. Yeah, and she says, don't forget we have your aunt's wedding tomorrow.
And I just kind of like give like a little
Yeah.
it's like, oh.
Cool. Yeah, so you go over to Todd's house.
Yeah, I pick up this stash out of alcohol.
Yep.
And yeah, find Todd. Are his parents normally home? I don't know.
Well, there was his mom did have an affair. So I think they're like separated right now. Which means like I think
I mean, he'll tell his dad he's going over to his mom's, and he'll tell his mom, and then he's going over to his dad's. And really
yeah, pretty much.
fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I think his dad is the one who's like he lives with his dad right now for the most part. And so, I mean, let's see, his dad. I think you've talked to Todd enough that you probably know that his dad, he hasn't been to work in a while, and he's just kind of been like depressed and like sits down next to the TV all the time, and that's kind of his situation. So if you can probably just go in the back door like a friend would, sort of thing, right? And
Yeah.
go to his room.
Toss rocks at his window for him to come out. I'm sorry, Todd.
Yeah, I feel you probably literally just like go in the back door and like go to his bedroom door, right?
Yeah.
Do you knock on it? Do you walk in? It's like slightly ajar.
I use my vampire senses to hear what's going on in there.
I mean, honestly, music is probably blasting from his room. He's listening to like Evanescence or something. I think literally, I think he's listening to "Wake Me Up Inside."
Wake up! Save me!
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So I just like walk in.
So you see a scene of chaos. You see like he has a bunch of like cans of soda next to his like computer in his room. His bed like is totally a mess. It looks like he had like he has a bookshelf, and all of the books are like in disarray. Some of them are on the floor. He has a book he has a couple books on his chest, and he has one on his face, and he's literally just laying in the center of the floor with his music blasting. He doesn't notice that you walked in.
Is it blasting from like a stereo system?
No, this is 2021, so it's like from his computer.
I just wanted to dramatically go over and like hit a button to like pause it.
I mean, you can literally just press like the space bar or whatever.
I know, but it's less dramatic. Yeah, so I go over and just like pause the music.
Yeah, and he immediately like jerks up like, oh, what? And he sees you, and he just starts shaking. He says, Zaff, I didn't.
I just kind of am like open up. It's whiskey, I guess. I don't know. And
Sure.
just like I just like offer it to him. I'll like take a drink and then like offer it.
You're offering him a blood thinner so it goes easier next time.
I feel like this has turned someone on, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. So you gain a string on them, and they choose a reaction from below.
Nice.
And I think in this case, he's just going to choose, I give myself to you, which in this instance is just he drinks the alcohol. Like, he accepts it.
He just takes it and downs it.
Yeah, he does. Like, right, he downs it, and he says, close the door. And my dad's still a stickler about this stuff.
Like, walk over and close the door and like I think I like go on his computer and like put some better music on than Evanescence in 2021 to be blasting, and then also turn the volume down slightly.
Yeah.
It's Taylor Swift's re-release of Fearless.
Of course. Yeah. So he's he's taking a drink and he's just like has it in his hand and he's just like, why are you here?
Wanted to have a drink with my friend.
What is wrong with you? And then he looks like he grabs one of the books and he says, I have been reading through every mythology that I own. And obviously it's like, wait, you own more than one? And apparently he does. And he's like, and I have come to the conclusion that you're not real.
No, just please have him say, I know what you are. Say it.
No.
No,
he says, I have come to the conclusion that you're not real.
I just kind of like mid-range forcefully slap him.
Okay, he's like, what don't bite me again. And then I think he reaches like under his bed and he grabs like a little cross. He says, listen.
I'm just like, I was just trying to show you that I'm real. I don't understand what you mean by that.
You're not a, and he just like sets down the cross like, no, I need to like pay attention. He's like, you're not a vampire, right?
I just like take another drink and encourage him to take more.
He doesn't take the second drink. He just looks at you and he says, listen, man, you can't be that doesn't even, please tell me I was just seeing things.
Can I roll to gaze into the abyss about like and use my preternatural bond with him to like see how I can like to check on his well-being, to be like, how can I calm him down to not make him like
Sure, yeah, that makes sense.
scared. Okay, so I roll as dark 3, so that means I actually get 4 for my modifier because I'm at a -1.
Nice. Sounds good. So the abyss shows you lucid visions and you take 1 forward to addressing them.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's see what would be the right thing here. Like, obviously, I assume you want him to just accept that it's true that you are a vampire.
I want him to kind of just like accept it / like, you know, if I succeed real good, like be cool with it.
Right, exactly.
And like take him to the vampire club maybe.
Let's see.
Turn him into my vampire friends who will do stuff for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff like that. Just teen boy stuff, you know?
Right. I mean, I think for you, like, it's basically you have to turn this into something cool. Like, you can't just be like, yes, I'm a vampire and I'm going to do that to you again. Right? Because that's just terrifying. You have to be like, yeah, I'm a vampire and, like, here's a cool thing about being a vampire. And then you, like, show them your fangs and, like, just act like it's nonchalant and cool.
Yeah, like, dude, isn't this awesome?
Yeah, exactly. Like, basically just like level with him and be like, listen, dude, think about this. Like, if I'm a vampire, that means I'm never going to die. Like, isn't that awesome? Like, that sort of stuff.
I just kind of go look at him and I go, can I show you something?
He goes like this. Depends on what it is.
I think you'll have fun.
I can show you the world.
Jump on my back. You
Zaff,
better
I don't know
hold
what
on tight, spider monkey.
No. Stop. Zaff says, I don't know if I agree with your definition of fun anymore, Zaff.
Look, I can do things that other people can't do. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah,
I
you
kind
can
of-
be a real creep now.
I kind of just go, shh, 1 second. And I'm just like, your dad's watching this show and like start saying like what the show is saying.
Yeah, he's watching MASH.
There we go.
Reruns of MASH. And
But like
yeah,
start quoting exactly what the character
Exactly.
is saying.
Yeah, radar. Blah, 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 yeah. And he just like frowns and he gets up and then like still holding his neck, right? Like goes over to the door and opens it a bit and like hears like the lines you're quoting like as they're happening, and then he looks back at you and he says, "Okay."
I'm guessing he's not the kind of guy who would have any sort of, gym equipment at the house.
His dad might. In like the garage.
If they have some gym equipment in the garage, I'll just like be like, here, come on. And start like walking down
Yeah, he falls.
and just like start like throwing around some weights.
Right. Just like, yeah, like you're really strong now. Yeah, and he's like washing very carefully, and he's like, "Show me the fangs again." But from that distance.
I just kind of go from far away. With your eyesight of a human, you probably won't
Just do it, Zaff.
I like walk completely across the room and go like this, and don't bring the fangs out and see if he like even says anything.
Yeah, he squints and he's like, "You're not even doing it."
Can you even tell? You humans have pretty bad eyesight.
All right, just get out of my house, Zaff. I can't even.
I just go have the fangs come out.
Yeah, and he stops and freezes and looks at you.
Then I put him back.
And then he grabs out his phone and does a Google search, and then he like goes over to you and he's like, "Okay, so do you sleep in a coffin?" And he like shows you like like a Wikipedia article about vampires.
Do you really think I went out and bought a coffin? Those are thousands of dollars.
That's the problem.
Right. Do you sleep at all? And I think yes, and in our lore, I think they do.
Yeah, I still sleep.
Okay, well, how can you walk in the sun?
I don't have the answers of the exact history of what I was turned into.
Wait, how long have you been a vampire?
Like I guess it's the fall, so I'd be like a couple months.
Oh. Wait, so you weren't always a vampire?
No, if I was always a vampire, I wouldn't be aging. And I just kind of like,
Right. So how did it happen? Like, what?
I can't tell you everything right now. I don't know. Can I trust you?
Listen, Zaff, at this point, you're going to have to trust me because if you don't tell me what I want to know, then I'm going to tell someone who needs to know.
Look, if you want to know everything, you can meet me here tonight. And I like write down the address of the vampire club.
Okay. Yeah, make a turn someone on roll with the +1 forward.
And I'm going to use my string on him.
Nice. Nice. So hot.
That's Zaff. So hot right now.
Yeah. So, and this is like you're enticing him with the juicy secrets of what are the possibilities here. And so he says, "How late is tonight?"
You know, definitely after the sun goes down, since can't go outside in the sun. And I just kind of like, I'm like, huh. 10.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah. Yeah. He nods. He says, "Okay. All right. I'll go. But this better be the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life."
And I just kind of like,
yeah.
You'll find
More
out.
like- More like unlife.
Cool. So, Iclyn, what are you up to? I think you're muted.
Oh, you just
I'm muted.
Yo, what's up? Yo, girl here, Iclyn.
Rocking the world.
Yeah, I got no idea what I'm doing. I mean, now she's like away from the school and she probably hasn't been away in a while, so she's probably like wandering around like, oh crap, where do I go?
Okay, well, let's say that Iclyn ends up at the vampire club for whatever reason.
Okay, cool.
Right, that makes sense. So then real quick before we get to that scene then, Gris, where do you go immediately after like running away?
I know what I want to do, but I don't think I'd do it now. Because essentially what Gris wants to do is to lay low for a while and then find Ben and ask him what the heck is up with his dad. But that sounds like the thing he would do in the morning, like when he knows probably where they're going to be.
No, Gris, that's the thing. I mean, you could, well, yeah, I was going to
if
say,
I go
like,
to Ben's house now, his dad's going to be there.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Oh, wait, so I think for the sake of story, I think maybe as they were leaving, I think you heard Ben say, "No, let's actually go to your house tonight. You have the better games anyway."
Okay.
Right?
That
and
works.
so you know that they're going to be there, and so you can like go and.
Okay, good for me.
Yeah, I mean, do you literally like just show up at the back door and like, or the front door or wherever? I don't know. Like, what's your?
I probably would be more like the throw rocks at the windows thing.
Okay, so I think what it is like they're usually in the basement, right? So I think there's like a little like a shorter like window, like basement window that you can see them playing video games through, and you can literally just like tap on the glass.
I'll do that.
Yeah, and so and I know I'll like look up, and obviously you hear them say something, and it's kind of muffled though, and then you see Ben like run up the stairs and open like the back door, right? And he's just like, "Gris, what?"
And I grab him by the shoulders and pin him against the side of the house and say, "What's your dad look to?" What, I think I had what I was gonna do. It's like, what is up with your dad?
What do you mean? What?
He tried to kidnap me. Well, actually, would he say that? No, let's think. Let's think, Sleepy Seth. Not say something that'll get him. It's like,
You'd ask him like, where does your dad work?
Where does your dad? Yeah, where does your dad work?
At the power plant, like a lot of people do.
The power plant?
Yeah, the nuclear power plant that like powers like most of this part of Idaho.
It's like nuclear. I'm like, okay, this is making a little more sense now. What does he do there?
I don't know. Runs numbers or something. I don't know.
No one knows what their dad really does.
Exactly. He does stuff with numbers. I assumed he was like a engineer or something.
And he called me number 5.
Exactly, yeah.
How do I do this? Because Gris already kind of freaking out, and that's why he's on edge a little bit right now. Because it's kind of, what would he say? Because at one point, like, if he stays with Ben, his dad will find him potentially. Right. But at the same time, he can't just be out wandering the streets when the police are potentially looking for him.
Exactly.
So I think he's like, okay, because like he probably what he does is he kind of like lets go of his shoulders, like as he's kind of starting to put things together. It's like, okay, he's kind of out of character. So like, sorry, I'm just on edge because he's edgy.
Yeah.
Like, can I stay here for the night? Were you?
Yeah, I guess I could ask Noah's mom if we could sleep over.
Okay. Could you not say it without sounding extremely suspicious?
Don't tell him I'm gonna be there.
Okay, it's like, okay, could you just not tell your dad you saw me? Like, I don't know what to say. Like, he's gonna have to say that.
Right,
because,
yeah.
Like,
he frowns and he's like, why? How do you even know my dad?
The question is, how does he know me? Like, that's what he's thinking. That's what he's thinking, but he's like,
I feel like you should definitely just say that because that's dramatic and awesome.
It's like, the question is, how does he know me?
He's like, yeah, okay. We're playing Master Tech.
I think he's just gonna. I might use a blank canvas to take off Jerk and just kind of say like, just don't tell him you saw me.
Okay, all right, fine.
Okay, well, I was gonna
to
roll.
Make a roll, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I
shut someone down, I assume.
Yeah. This will be +1.
Cool.
1 modifier. Frick.
He still failed.
Well, that means I gain 2 experience and a condition.
Mm-hmm.
2 experience and a condition. Wow.
Yep.
So, well, let's do the results of the roll here first. Yeah, I mean, I think the condition you get is dangerous.
I'm dangerous.
Right.
So edgy.
And I think this is what he does, right? So Ben Pearson basically just says like, okay, fine, just come inside, and he takes you in, and you go down the stairs, and then he on the pretense of getting some more snacks, he sneaks upstairs and then tells Noah's mom like, so this guy showed up and we kind of know him from school, and can you call my dad? Or
no.
I forgot my phone at home. Like, can you call my dad? Like,
well, this is interesting then.
Yeah, so she calls, and obviously like he's on his way there.
Of course.
And then let's go ahead and cut to Zaff and Iclyn and what's his face? Todd. So Zaff, I assume you show up at the Vampire Club like early?
Nah.
Or on time?
I'm on time.
Okay, sounds good.
I think Todd might be early and like weirdly, nervously looking around for a long time.
Yeah, and it's probably like, this underground like, speakeasy sort of situation.
And he
like
don't know the password.
Exactly, right. I think like on the outside it looks like, so it's underneath like one of the like Catholic churches in town. the one that a lot of people just don't go to these days. It's a lot lower attendance, and it's like the pretense is like there's some sort of like I don't know, ladies' Bible study or something like that. I don't know, like lunch or dinner or I don't know. Wait a second, it's 10:00. What would be happening at 10?
Late night service.
It's always happening.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some sort of pretense happening.
Everybody's coming for some confession.
Something like that.
They're gonna be drinking some wine, that's for sure.
Right, exactly. Yeah, right. So,
Blood of Christ.
Dang it, that's better than mine.
so he's waiting there, like outside the church. And there's like obviously a light on in one of the like lower windows, coming from like the basement of the church or whatever. And he's just like standing there awkwardly, like, and he's like, Zaff, what the heck, dude?
I just kind
Why are
of
we at a church?
and I'm like, it's 10. What? Have you been standing here for long?
Yeah, for 15 minutes.
Why'd you get here so early? I said 10.
It doesn't matter.
Listen,
why are we at a church?
just follow me. And I like walk to whatever door that.
Yeah, there's like I think there's like a stairway down. Like there's some like landscaping and stuff, and there's like this little stairway that goes down into what looks like a service door or whatever. Like just this like a back door that like people don't usually go in. But you go to it and you give the special knock or whatever, right?
Just like 2 like pounds on the door.
Yeah, and
crazy.
then a big like African American guy like opens up the door and looks and says, I recognize you, don't recognize you. It points at Todd. Todd looks at you.
I just kind of am like, he's with me.
Where's Miss Quinn?
Oh, am I not welcome here?
Yeah.
I thought this was my ticket in, and I'm just like,
I feel like I want you to roll. Yeah, roll to shut someone down.
jeez. That's cold, right?
Yeah.
No!
Ouch.
Ooh.
Double
Yikes.
ones!
Oh no.
We'll mark that experience. Let's see.
I didn't realize I had to bring my babysitter to the club.
Right, exactly.
Jeez.
Let's see. Yeah, so I think he says, you can come in. And he points to Todd. Show me the fangs. And Todd obviously is like,
And I'm just kind of like, fine, let's get out of here.
The guy just like does the up nod, like, yeah, thought so. And then he just
I definitely like walk, like, as he's closing the door, I'm like, screw you.
yeah. Yeah, Todd's like,
Flipping the bird real quick.
yeah.
I'm an angsty boy.
Todd's like, okay, so what was that a vampire club or something?
I was trying to take you there to show you that it's cool, and yeah, basically. That didn't work
And he,
out.
yeah, and at first he's like, really, like, look really confused, and then a light bulb seems to come on in his head, and he looks at you, and he's like, how long have vampires been real? Was Abraham Lincoln a vampire?
Oh, he hunted them.
Yeah, that's him. Like, number 1, I don't think that was ever a rumor. Number 2, why are you asking me all these questions about history? I don't know this stuff.
Well, who knows the... Wait, he said Miss Quinn.
Okay.
Did Miss Quinn make you... Is Miss Quinn a vampire? Oh my
I'm just
gosh,
like-
that is so
like-
hot.
I'm just like, shut up, just follow me. And I like try and like scour my brain for like another place. Cause like I'm not shutting him down. Like I'm just like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Like, let me just take you somewhere quiet and like private for us to talk.
Go to the lake.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
a
You go to,
Friday
like,
night. The lake is gonna be packed.
that's fair.
That's
fair.
true.
With
Well,
everyone.
you already know there's people there. You
Um,
jumped
Let's
in
say,
it early.
yeah, let's say there's like an abandoned building of some sort.
I
You
was
guys
also
can
gonna be
chill at.
like, can we go to just the upstairs part of the church?
I think technically, like I think the church might be open all the time. or
Yeah, it's a
something, right?
Catholic church.
Yeah,
Come in to just be like,
yeah, sure. You can just chill in the pews. Yeah.
yeah, and I'll just like keep my ears open for if people are approaching to like actually
Yeah.
do church things.
Yeah. Yeah. So he sits down in the pew. He's like, "Listen, dude, Miss Quinn is a vampire because that is ridiculously hot. Are you guys a thing? Is that what happens when you turn? You also have
No.
Is that-
No. She's not hot. She's really annoying.
And he frowns. He's like, "Have you seen Miss Quinn? She's not hot." And that accent.
Look, I thought I was going to try and talk to you, but if that's all you want to talk about, then we're done.
No. Listen. So what I'm saying is, I like if vampires have been a thing for like ever. Then like there's like secret history that's been happening like underneath our noses the entire time. Miss Quinn is the history teacher. Like she probably knows, right? I gotta go ask her.
No. That is what you cannot do.
Why not? I mean, it's not like she doesn't know about you.
No, but she doesn't know that you know about her.
Oh.
Just kind of like, oh, jeez. It's weird. She's like my mom or something. I don't know. She thinks she can boss me around and thinks she's going to try and get me in trouble, but I don't know.
Okay, pretty much everything you've described so far is
No.
hot.
No.
How did I know you were gonna say that, Caleb?
I'm just like,
She's gonna like beat you. Is that what she's gonna do? Huh?
I'm just like, Todd, just focus on Amy. I don't know.
Is Amy a vampire?
No. But she's safe for you to take out to homecoming and wherever else she'd want to go with you. I don't know.
Okay, listen. What if you tell Miss Quinn that I am a prime target?
For what?
For feeding, but then
No. I'm not helping you hook up with my weird vampire mom.
Okay, well, what are you gonna do for me, Zaff?
Nothing right now. Sorry, I was trying to show you the vampire club, and clearly,
Right,
as not
well,
a
so-
vampire, you're not allowed.
So far, everything you've tried to show me is off limits, apparently. So I don't know what I'm actually getting out of this. I mean, guys, it's not like anyone actually believed me if I told them. But
Sorry that I thought we were friends. I didn't realize I had to figure out more stuff to do for you. I thought we were just kind of cool with each other, but okay. What do you want? Besides hooking
I
up-
feel like that's a role right there, right? Like trying to like guilt trip him a bit.
Yeah, I'm just like, what do you want besides hooking up with Miss Quinn? Because that's not happening.
Yeah. I think he says, okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't. Just forget about it. I'm like, we're still like, what is happening? And I don't know. It's cool. and everything, but you said Miss Quinn was going to try to get you into trouble. What do you mean?
Well, because I'm not exactly doing everything she wants me to do. And so then I'm like kind of blackmailed her, threatening her because I could get her in trouble because she's a vampire and she turned me into a vampire. I don't really know how vampire politics works. Politics, I don't know. You're really asking the wrong person if you want to find this stuff out. But I feel like she could probably, I don't know, get in trouble for like turning a minor into a vampire.
Right.
That's just like, I really don't know. Literally
Wasn't
knows nothing.
consensual, so
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, I guess. Okay, here. I'll tell you what. Do you think you could help me get with Amy?
Yes.
Okay. And I promise, this isn't like a blackmail thing. It's just like, my friend now has cool vampire powers. I feel like I should take advantage of it somehow.
I mean, I don't know if vampire powers can help with Amy, but I think my normal powers can help with Amy.
Oh. Oh, right. Well, yeah, I guess that's true too. Okay. Well,
Maybe if I fail something else, I can then use vampire powers to help Amy.
quick, fail a roll on me.
I also marked experience because I didn't mark experience for killing that guy, and it was my first time he'd ever been fed upon, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So I marked experience for that. So I just need to fail one more thing or do something.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, he's like, okay, well, I'll think about it, and on Monday Okay, we'll just talk about it then, I guess.
look, if you're serious about this, we have to get started before Monday.
Okay. What do I need to do?
It's Spirit Week.
Yeah.
Amy's really into that stuff.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was gonna do all this stuff. Like, it's Monday's Tacky Tourist Day, so I was gonna, dress up and everything.
Yeah, but were you going to coordinate with her?
I mean, do you know what she's gonna do?
No, but maybe I can find out.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, if you, I mean, I think like the theme is like we're pretending we're tourists from a different country or maybe just a different place, and we're coming here. So if you can find out where she's gonna be from, I guess I can also pretend to be from the same place. That makes sense, right?
Just, I'll let you know what to do.
Cool. All right. I owe you, buddy. Do you not like garlic now? And that's where we just end the conversation. So, Iclyn, I think you are haunting. I think instead of like going to that whole thing because I was gonna have something happen like in the vampire club. I think you're just wandering around, right?
You didn't let us in the vampire club.
No, exactly. I think you're wandering around, and I think you end up, because of your like traumatized whatever, right? I think you end up at the alley, just like unconsciously. You're just like,
oh god,
like almost like you've been drawn to it in a sickening kind of way.
Okay.
And I think you see two figures talking underneath like this like flickering light.
Okay.
You want to check it out?
Yeah, I'll like go into like the wall and like go near them.
Mm-hmm. And it is Miss Quinn and Mr. Pearson.
Okay.
and they're having a quick conversation, and Mr. Pearson is saying, yeah, Gris got away. I probably should have been a little bit more harsh with him. I didn't realize he wasn't willing to come back anymore. And Quinn's like, he is an interesting one. If I had known what he looked like before this point, or his name, or anything about him, I could have helped you find him before this. He's in my class, after all. And Mr. Pearson just shakes his head. He's like, listen, this is all very, very classified. And just because we talk about stuff doesn't mean I'm going to tell you everything. Only when it's important. And this is important. We need number 5 back. If the testing is going to continue, if we're going to figure out how to make all of this work, we need the full set.
Full set.
Are you going to be able to help me or what? And Miss Quinn thinks about it and she says, what do I get out of the deal? And Mr. Pearson just kind of squints and he says, well, what do you want? I can see in your eyes you have a very particular ask in mind. And she says, the names and abilities of every single one of the set. And he just rolls his eyes. He's like, listen, Quinn, I can't. And she just holds her finger and she says, take it or leave it, Mr. Pearson. She probably doesn't say Mr. Pearson. She's like, take it or leave it, Eric. And he just rolls it around in his head and he's like, half. Half now. Half when we get him. She seems to think about that. And she says, all right, as long as I'm given quarterly updates as to the progress. If I'm going to give you quarterly updates, then we're going to have to increase your security level, which means you're going to have to sign one of the other contracts. That's going to put more binding on you than I think you want. And Quinn seems to think about that, and she says, I've found my way out of contracts before. I'll find my way out of this one if I have to. For now, do it. Okay. All right. Tomorrow morning, show up at the plant. I'll have the paperwork. She nods. And then I think she also says, one thing you should be on the lookout for. There's a girl in my class who, well, I found her notebook. She left it after she left the room, and she, I need to generate a name real quick. She drew a picture of Frederick. And he frowns and he said, what? He's been dead for 50 years. And she says, yeah, I know. Something's going on with that girl, and I'm going to find out what it is. Her name's Iclyn, by the way. If you find out anything about that name, let me know. Yeah. And he nods. He says, okay. What do you do about all that, Iclyn?
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
I would have real quick. I would have had you made a roll for that, to sneak and hear all of that. But you have a move that allows you to go into a roll. So I feel like that counts, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think she's just I'm sorry, who? Frederick is his name, apparently. I don't know. I just drew a dude. He's a guy. He's an actual man. I drew somebody.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think she maybe would go to the cemetery then and try to look for Fredericks.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This sounds like you're gazing into the abyss.
Yeah. All right.
Would she put 2 and 2 together that he died around the same time she did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I succeed.
Nice.
Okay, so I think you you basically go to all the Fredericks, and you just know supernaturally, like none of them are it, right? None of these Fredericks that are buried here are him.
Okay.
He's somewhere else, but you don't know where.
I mean, I know where.
Yeah,
Iclyn doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, okay. Well, guess it doesn't really matter. I think Iclyn just kind of goes, guess it doesn't really matter anyways.
Yeah, and I think probably like the closing sequence we get of this, right, is we see everyone doing their things, right? I think we'll probably have one more scene with Gris, just very quickly, like to wrap up the Ben Pearson thing, right? I think at the end of that thing, Iclyn, you get a call, or not, Ben Pearson gets a call, and like he's where? Or not Eric Pearson, Mr. Pearson.
We gotcha.
Gets a call, and to go to the place, right? And he heads out there. And we start to get like a montage, right? We get the like kind of, I think we get that song I posted, just like playing, as like the show starts to like ramp to the end. And I think we see Iclyn go back to the school. We see Zaff like go home, and maybe his dad is there late, like in his like home office, like still working. And Zaff, like walks in and then just like rolls his eyes and goes to bed, sort of thing, right? Like, the whole the family problems coming to light, in that situation. And Gris, you're just, I assume, sitting on the couch next to them, like watching them play video games. And then you hear like Noah's mom at the top of the stairs to the basement basically say, "Ben, your dad's here." And then Ben looks at you like, "Oh crap."
Yeah, what's roll to run away again?
Right, exactly. This is just you like basically trying to book it. Yeah, okay. Sounds good.
And I have a forward. So I'll use that. I wonder if I could get dangerous in on this. That's not
yeah. I mean, if you're literally like on the run fugitive, and you like push them away and like knock them aside, like that's for sure.
Okay, so that's volatile.
Yeah,
that's 2 modifiers. That's
only a partial succeed.
It's a good thing I used both, though.
Yeah, for sure. You run into something worse, you cause a big scene, or you leave something behind.
Leaving something behind doesn't make sense. Causing a scene, I am making a scene already. Sure, let's go for something worse. Let's go all out. Does this gonna count as? Would that count as? That's not screwing up, though.
It's not a screwing up. No, yeah.
Okay.
You didn't fail. Yeah.
But I lost dangerous.
Yeah, so you managed to like run out of the house, and like as Mr. Pearson like walks in like with his briefcase and his glasses, and he's like looking at you like, "I'm gonna get you one of these days," sort of thing, as you run out the back door. And then you obviously just run, right? You just run. Let's see. What do you?
I mean, you think of a few things.
Yeah. What are your ideas?
Either the police or the guy that thinks I murdered his worker.
I'm thinking Miss Quinn. Right? We know she's out and about. I think you run smack dab into Miss Quinn, right? As you turn down a dark alley or whatever, right? And she's just like, "You."
I try and get away, but she obviously doesn't let me get
grabs
away.
your arm. You're not going anywhere, Mr. Gede. Gede is your last name?
Gede, yes.
Yeah. Mr. Gede. There are a lot of people looking for you. And then I think she gets like a sly look on her face, and she says, "And I can help you hide from them." And then we cut away from that scene. She's gonna like use you as leverage now, where she's gonna be like, "Listen, I may know where he is, but I'm not going to tell you unless I get more stuff, right? But she's not going to like let them find you right now. So you're safe for now. But obviously that could be worse. So Quinn is something much, much worse.
Yeah.
And so I think the last shot we get, right, is as the montage is happening, we see Iclyn go back to the school, and she goes through one of the walls and is suddenly face to face with the corpse in the wall. Like, for some reason, you just haven't gone through this wall before, and you're just like, what? And it's just a dead priest in the wall, bones, with the red cross just there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, she's traumatized. She's like,
yeah. I mean, do we just like cut from the scene there, or does she do anything in particular that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was what I thought too. Is we just like cut from you, like you realize you found the body, and now you're just like, ah. Cool. There we go. That's been our episode of Monsterhearts. That was a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool stuff happening in this game now. I'm excited to explore it with you guys.
We're doing this next week too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Next week, same bat time, same bat channel for more Zaff, Tresnor, and friends. Zaff Tresnor is just like a name. It is quite a name.
Zaff Tresnor.
Yep.
I think he is my best character to date.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. Adios, everybody, and good night.